Hi viewers, in this video we will learn about what is a VPN, a three-way handshake, NAT, proxy and encryption. VPN, Virtual Private Network. It is used to connect remote users or offices of companies, private or internal network over a public network like internet. Here it uses tunneling concept where at sending end the data is encrypted and at receiver's end it decrypts the data so that communication is secured. There are two common VPNs. One is Remote Access VPN. It is implemented by setting up VPN gateway or server that connects to a VPN client from different locations. The device identity should be authenticated by the gateway before granting access to internal networks like file servers, printers, and intranets. To secure the connects, this VPN is placed on either IP security or SSL. Other protocols like TLS and OpenVPN use it to secure VPN connectivity and encrypts data. The second one is site-to-site VPN. In this, the connection is established between two VPN gateways in two different networks over the internet. So the data is exchanged securely between both network computers. We do not need a VPN client on user's computer. To secure and integrity of data, both VPN gateways will encrypt and decrypt the data communication. It uses IPsec to connect VPN with internet, and also it uses carrier MPLS clouds. The next one is three-way handshake. TCP/IP network uses this method which creates a communication between client and server. It is also known as TCP handshake. It is a three-step method where the client and server requires to exchange sync and ACK packets. Before beginning the data communication, now we will see how the communication is established between client and server. Step 1. In this step, the client sends a segment with SYN, that is synchronized sequence number, to the server so that client can start communication. Step 2. As per the client request, server responds with SYN ACK signal bits set, where ACK is response of segment that is received and SYN is a sequence number to start the segments with. Step 3. The client acknowledges the response of server and a reliable connection is established between them and can perform data transferring. After all the data transfer is done between client and server, we will see the connection termination process. First, if client wants to close the connection, it sends a TCP segment with fin flag, that is finished flag, that's set to 1. When the server receives the TCP segment, it sends the ACK segment and sends its own TCP segment with fin flag, that is set to 1, to the client for terminating the connection. The client then acknowledges server fin segment and the connection is closed. The next one is NAT, Network Address Translation. It is used for converting private address to public address to communicate with external network. So it can limit the number of IP addresses. In NAT, only one address can be configured that represents entire network to the outside world. So it provides security where translation process is transparent. Network migration and it acts like a tool that used for network migration and merging, server load sharing, etc. NAT is of three types. First one is static NAT. Here a local address is mapped to global addresses, which is one-to-one relationship. The next one is dynamic NAT. In this, the unregistered private IP address is translated to registered public IP address from a group of public IP addresses. The next one is PAT or NAT overloading or IP masquerading. Port addresses translation is the popular one among all three types. It is somehow similar to dynamic NAT, but multiple private IP addresses are mapped to single public IP addresses using ports. The next one is proxy. A proxy server is commonly called as proxy that acts like a gateway between user and internet. Generally, when user browses a website, the ISP Internet Service Provider make a request and the user device is connected to destination server or a website. So, the user's IP addresses is revealed and we can know from which place the user is browsing. But when we use a proxy server, the request from the user will directly go to the proxy and from there to website. Where the proxy uses different IP address, the user's identity is hidden. Encryption. Encryption is a process of converting plain text to ciphertext that is unreadable format so that it protects the sensitive data. There are two types of encryption. The first one is symmetric encryption. In this, it uses the same key for encryption and decryption. For example, when a sender wants to send some sensitive data, he encrypts that data using a key and sends the encrypted document and the key to receiver. To decrypt the data, the receiver uses the same key that was sent by the sender. As it uses the same key for both encryption and decryption, it is less secured. The next one is asymmetric encryption. The sender encrypts the data using the receiver's public key. Now, to decrypt it, the receiver uses his own private key to read the message. Here, for encryption and decryption, we use different keys, so the data is more secured. So, thank you. We'll see you in the next video.
For more videos, please download our application Cyber Future Tech from Google Play Store.